Okay, so we're gonna make a ribbon rosette now, and it's gonna look something like this with this beautiful sparkly ribbon. So what you're gonna need is just a piece of ribbon. I'm not sure exactly how many inches this is, maybe about 6 to 7 inches, not very big. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it in half like this. We're gonna grab our Helmar's 450 quick dry adhesive, which works really well on fabric, and we're gonna put a little strip of glue on the edge. Then we're just going to put the two ends together like this and hold it until it dries. And this is quick dry glue, so it's going to dry pretty quick. The next thing we're going to do is you see how now it looks kind of like a leaf? We're going to invert it. So we're going to turn this around so that this piece is inside. So now you see it's kind of like a heart. And at this point, you're going to grab a needle with some thread, and you're just going to stitch right through that piece that you glued, just to start it off. Then you're just going to do a quick stitch from the front to the back all the way around the top edge of the ribbon. So normally I would just use clear thread for this, but because I want you to be able to see it, I'm gonna use white. And all we're doing is going from the front to the back and from the back to the front. This is a really simple thing to do. I know, again, lately I've been doing a lot of projects just showing you how to use my scraps. I have so much ribbon lying around, and I don't use it very often, so I think this is a fun way to use your ribbons, make some really fun and sweet embellishments. And a lot of times you don't need very much ribbon for this, so it's really a great way to use your leftover scraps. And you know, if you're doing a bow and you get some extra pieces that you cut off the edges because that piece you cut originally was too long, this is the perfect way to use those little extra strips. And keep in mind that you don't need a very big piece for any of the rosettes unless you're trying to make a specific size. So any piece of ribbon will work perfectly to make a rosette. Just keep in mind that the smaller it is, the smaller the rosette will be, and the larger the piece of ribbon is, the larger the rosette will end up. So again, unless you need a very specific size rosette, any piece of ribbon will work. So I'm just going to continue to go through here like this. And I'm almost done. Okay. So now I've pulled it completely through. So now you see that there's a stitch all around the border, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this tight. So I'm pulling it really tight and kind of opening it up so that the ruffles fold out. So I'm going to open it again so you guys can see it. So when you're stitching it, you're going to have it like this so that only the top is towards you, but when you pull the stitch together, you want to make sure that you're pushing it up so that the ruffles are up. So you're going to have something that looks like this, right? Then you're just going to take your needle and run it through the middle hole. And then you're just going to do a quick stitch in the back to close it off. So there. Now we have a really beautiful little rosette that we can use to embellish with some rhinestones like this, or with some pearls, or with any other kind of embellishment. But I'm also going to show you how to embellish it with a handmade ribbon rose. So this is how I'm going to be making mine. So let me put this to the side and I'll show you how to do the ribbon rose next.